You're here again. Thank you. It's so good that you've come. And if this is the first time you're coming here, you're welcome. My name is Busola. I'm here every Friday by myself or with friends, chatting about life. Yes, life, doing life, how to blossom, how to enjoy your life in whatever season, how you can have an enthusiasm about life, whatever is going on around you. So I'm glad to welcome you here. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, this is a good time to do so. Please press the subscribe button and it's done. Your comments are always welcome. They're always very helpful. And questions are always welcome too. And let me just say, there's another little bonus at the end if you stay with me till the end. Today, I've asked my friend Chichi to share with us about how to choose an accountability partner or a mentor and how to make that relationship work. I would say she doesn't need much of an introduction. She has been on this channel 3 times, 3 good times. But you know what? Chichi hasn't spoken a word. I've told her story in each of those videos. So one was chilling with Chichi, where she shared with us how she celebrated her birthday. I did the storytelling. The beautiful thing is that today, Chichi is here to tell our story, mine and hers, and I'm excited to welcome her as she shares with you. By the way, I'm not speaking French today, and I think Chichi does speak French, but she isn't speaking French today either. Only my t-shirt speaks French. If you like what Chichi is saying, show some love, click like, and if you think it will help someone, send it off to as many people as you think it will be useful to. You may need a pen and paper as she speaks. Just saying. Just saying. You might want to get your pen and paper ready. Here we go. Welcome, Chichi.
How I chose my mentor, aka accountability partner. Hi, my name is Chichi, and my mentor slash accountability partner is Auntie Busola Eshiet. So let me talk about how I chose her and what that mentoring experience has been like for me. I met Auntie Busola when I lived in Newcastle upon Tyne back in 2016, 2017. We went to the same church and I instantly liked her. I thought that she was a very welcoming person, but I saw a few things in her that specifically inspired me. One was I loved to watch her relationship with her husband, Uncle Emmanuel. I loved the way that they weren't just husband and wife, but I could see that they liked each other. They didn't just love each other, they liked each other. And for me, that was so refreshing to see. And I remember thinking, that's the kind of relationship that I would like when I meet my partner and get married. And then the other thing was that I could just see that she was a woman of wisdom. And as we grew in our relationship, in our friendship, there was something that she said to me that also made me think, okay, this is a woman who can teach me to not just think with my heart, but also with my head. When I had to move when the opportunity came to move from the UK to Australia, I remember saying to her how, I don't know if I want to make this move, I'm going to start all over again. I'm going to miss the church. I'm going to miss friends that I've made here. And I remember her saying to me, Chichi, look, we're going to miss you. You're going to miss us. That's okay. You can come and visit. But if this is an opportunity that God has put in front of you, you need to take it. And after that conversation with her, I went and I booked my flight ticket to Australia. And even when I moved here, our relationship continued. And for a long time, for about a year, I thought, I love this relationship that we have. And I remember thinking, I want this person to be in my life on a more regular basis. And I would like to formalize that relationship. I'd never formally had a mentor before. I'd never asked anyone to be my mentor before. And it was just something that was on my heart for a long time, but I didn't quite know how to broach it. And so when in 2020, I was doing a leadership course. One of the assignments that we had for one of the weeks was to choose a mentor and formally ask the person to be our mentor. And I remember immediately that assignment was shared, was put on the screen. I already knew, oh yeah, I knew Auntie Busola, she's the one. Okay, this is the time to do it. This is the time. So I scheduled a time to have a chat with her, and I told her there was something I wanted to ask her. And I told her all the reasons why I wanted her to be my mentor, what I'd seen in her life, and how I thought that was something that I really wanted to see in my own life, and that I wanted her to be my mentor. And I'm excited she said yes. For me, that was such a blessing. That was such a gift. I don't think she realized how much of a gift that her answer was to me. One thing that I would say, if you want to choosing a mentor, be very clear about what you want out of that relationship, and be very clear why that person is your choice. Because you want to be sure that you're going to get something, you're going to get what you want out of that relationship. My expectations were that, she would be able to speak into my life. I wanted someone who would challenge me, and someone who would keep me accountable. I would say that my expectations have definitely been met. Actually, I would say they have been exceeded, because she prays for me. And I know that she prays for me not just when we are interacting or at the end of a 1 hour conversation. She's just been a very potent influence in my life. Someone who would be honest with me no matter what. Wouldn't try to sugarcoat things to make me feel good, or not be I didn't want someone who would be too afraid about hurting my feelings, but someone who will also speak to me and speak into my life with grace. And Auntie Busola has been those things. She has challenged me to do things, to really stretch myself in ways that I didn't think I wouldn't have been able to do by myself. She has made me, one of the things that I love about her and the interactions that we have is that whenever I have a problem, something I'm not really sure how to tackle, I talk to her about it. And honestly, in that conversation, she makes me work out my own problems by myself. Like, she doesn't try to solve all my problems for me. She helps me to think through my problems. So sometimes, even just talking with her, I find myself articulating things better. And before I know it, by the end of the conversation, I already have a solution at hand, or I already have an answer to the question that I had. Another thing that I really love about her, and I've already mentioned this, is that she makes me see things in ways that I wouldn't have seen. I remember a very recent example. I would say the most recent example was I told her sometime at the start of this year that I was having a misunderstanding with my siblings. And I told her why, this was what happened, this was the decision that I took, this is what I did, and they're very upset with me. But I know that I was in the right. I did the right thing. And she said to me, well, you have to apologize to them. I'm like, no, I don't have to apologize. I didn't, they're the ones who need to apologize to someone else that they'd hurt, and not me. I was only defending that person. And she said something to me that I never forgot. She said, are you more interested in being right or in having a good relationship with your siblings? And that day I called my brother and I apologized, just because she made me think, look, it can't just be about being right and wrong or wrong. You have to look beyond that to see what is the ultimate goal. The relationship is the ultimate goal. So yes, you were right in what you did. You might say you were right, and that's okay depending on your perspective. But what's more important is that should be that relationship. And if someone has told you that they didn't like the way that you handled something or the action that you took, then just apologize for it. So that has been that's just a typical example of the ways that she has challenged me. Now we meet monthly. Make sure that you're respecting the time of your mentor. Make sure that when you say you're going to meet, that you are available to meet at that time. If anything does come up, be sure to give them as much notice as possible so that they can rearrange their day. But also be flexible. Like for me and Auntie Busola, we're on a 9 to 10 hour time difference depending on the time of year. So we both have had to adjust and readjust to make the relationship work. But it has been a magnificent blessing to me. But I think that what I've really found to be just incredible is Auntie Busola would tell you that I've also been such a blessing to her. And for me, I think that that's just an icing of on the cake, that a mentoring relationship should not be one-sided. It should be two-sided. And for me, that is my main takeaway from my relationship with Auntie Busola. That our relationship, God has providently given me opportunities to also bless her by maybe, us also having conversations about things that are going on in her life and me being able to speak a word or two regarding that. And for me, that is such a privilege to have. I hope that this challenges you and helps you to think more articulately about whom to choose as your mentor, what you want out of that relationship, and how you can honor that relationship.
Wow, what a package. Thanks so much, Chichi. Thank you so much for all you shared with us. That's how it's been. That's how it works. And it can work just that way for you. And if you forgot to pick your pen and paper, or you got too engrossed in what she was saying to make notes, yeah, I know. I quite enjoyed her when I first watched too. So if that is you, I've decided to put the summary in the description section. You can always get in there. And one more thing, I said I was going to tell you something at the end. While preparing these videos in this series of having an accountability partner, I mean, this is the third week we're doing now, I saw that one of the ladies I love listening to, I love watching, Crystal Evans Hurst, did a video on how to choose a mentor. And I've decided to put the link to that video at the end of today's video. There's a lot she's shared there that would be useful. And I hope you will look it up. That's it for today. Thank you again for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you again in my next video. Next Friday will be another refreshing time. Till then, bye-bye. Take care. God bless you.